Hello, everyone. So we have today very special interview. By the way, it's the first interview in my new channel about Russia. I had before other interviews in other YouTube channel, but this one is very special for me. It's for my channel also very special because it's an interview with a famous YouTuber who speaks English, and his name is Nikki. Hello, Nikki.
Oh, hello everyone. I will argue that you call me famous. I don't think I am, but all right. Happy to have you here. Happy to talk about the stuff today.
Yeah, but anyway, you are among the most famous YouTubers, and that's why I think you are like you have the pleasure to be to be called like that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, it's really a pleasure to see someone like originally Russian and speaking English, and still even now like in such situation we are in recording videos in English. The first question I have like about you, where are you from, for example, what are like, I don't know, your hobbies, etc. Who are you? Just tell us, who are you?
So my name is Nikki. Hello everybody. I am just an ordinary Russian person. I was born in Siberia, in the city of Omsk, which is quite a huge city in Siberia. We have like more than 1 million of people living there. And no, I'm 28 years old, and my biggest hobby is traveling. That is the reason I can speak English with you right now. Like literally, when I was a school student, like high school student, my English basically sucked. Like I couldn't speak anything in English, although my grades were always good at English. Like imagine my grades were like perfect for English classes, but my English just sucked. And after graduating high school and getting to university, I started to get more foreign friends, and it was so fun. Like people from other countries always are so fascinating to me because they are simply from different culture, because they were raised in different conditions, and it's so interesting to spend time with them. It was back then when I was like the the second year student at my university back in Omsk. I made quite a few foreign friends, and since then I improved my English and I started to travel other cities and countries.
Yeah,
So yeah.
so you didn't have to learn like grammar and vocabulary and etc. You just had to practice and your English gets perfect.
Well, kinda, yes. I, of course, had to learn grammar at school and then university, and then a little bit learned it by myself. But honestly, I am more like a street learner. I studied English with my friends. I then studied Chinese, also with people around me without using much textbooks. And perhaps right now you can hear me making some mistakes in English. I don't know, maybe some, still some, but
Yeah.
that's kind of all right. We can have a conversation with no problem.
Yeah, but since we are not native speakers, we always have an excuse to make mistakes.
That's a good excuse.
Yeah. So that's your story about learning English. What about your story about visiting other countries? Because since your channel was like about traveling, so you visited maybe many countries. So how many of them? What are the best countries
Uh,
that you remember? Like, just tell us about that.
so I personally think that I visited like not enough countries because I could do more, much more. I so far visited like 16 of them, but mostly in Asia. I lived in China for about 5 years. I also spent about 1 year in Thailand and traveled to a few other southeastern Asian southeastern countries. And that was just having a dream adventure for me because once again, culture and basically life in Asian countries is so different compared to Omsk, compared to like my normal world, that I was simply fascinated when I got there for the first time when I was like 19 years old. Since then, I wanted to live in Asia, which I did afterwards. Also traveled a little bit to European countries, but that was really, really little bit. I visited Serbia, visited Bulgaria, and also visited Turkey, which was very cool experience as well. But still, deep in my heart, there are only Asian countries.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
despite not visiting like English countries like UK and US, you still like speak English. It's very cool.
I actually visited a few English-speaking countries, like Hong Kong, for example.
Oh,
Like they do speak English, right? It's their first language, one of the first.
yeah.
So technically, that was like English-speaking country for me. But I never visited, let's say, the UK or the States or any other countries like that.
Would you like
Yeah,
to visit them in the future?
definitely. Like I love traveling, and I try to travel like as much as I can. So someday for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope so. So, your channel is mostly about travel, yes?
Uh, Correct. Like I started that back in 2020. I think I uploaded the very first video in the first part of January 2020, and I filmed the first video in December, the last day of 2019. I was staying in Shanghai and having something like a New Year Eve party with my friends, and I was thinking about that this way. It's like a farewell fair. Oh, how to say that word? Like farewell when you say goodbye for basically forever. So
Uh,
I had that
I don't know.
goodbye party
Yeah.
in Shanghai, and the next day, right after New Year, I wanted to start my trip from Shanghai, from the eastern coast, right to the western coast of Europe, to Portugal. It should be like a really long trip, maybe 1 year, maybe a bit longer, and I had very small budget for doing that, and I thought it is actually a nice opportunity to spend 1 year or even longer traveling and making videos about that. Before that day, I did nothing. I knew nothing about how to make a video, how to talk to a camera, like how to
Yeah.
edit a video, and I decided to give it a try because it was like very, because I love traveling. I wanted to somehow connect my life with traveling, not only occasionally go to vacation, let's say once a year or twice per year, but somehow find a way to earn a living doing something while traveling different countries around the world. So that was my initial thinking that I'm going to a trip. I'll use this time to actually learn the skills about making videos. And if I get lucky enough, I will have my own YouTube channel. And if I am not lucky enough, I will learn video editing and I will edit videos for somebody else, which is
Yeah.
also very flexible remote job. And I will be also very happy to do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
for the second day, like literally the second day of my trip, we received news about coronavirus. That was January the 2nd, 2020.
Oh.
And I read that news while taking a train from Shanghai to Xiamen. I think that was that time. And I didn't think that COVID will go that serious. I thought it will be
Mm.
some local tiny disease right in China. But
Mm.
if I keep traveling, it will like affect me no more than like any other disease in our world. But apparently that was that was not like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So because of that, maybe you start traveling less. Yes.
Kinda, yes. And I also had a shift in my content. I think for the first 9 months, I've been making travel videos. I visited the south of China, Hong Kong, Thailand, and Myanmar. Oh, sorry, not Myanmar, Laos.
Mm.
And then I had to come back to Russia 9 months after the beginning of pandemic. And I was thinking like, I know my country quite well. I don't really want to travel around my country because I like traveling to very different, like to places of different culture. And my own culture is like very familiar to me. So it's like not
Yeah.
very fascinating, not very interesting. And I thought, what else can I do? And what else can I make videos about? So there was a shift from making travel YouTube videos to making educational and entertaining TikToks about Russian culture,
Ah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of I don't know. Usually the YouTube channels all they have a chart like that channel, and then they go up. So when your YouTube channel, I don't know, get alive, we can say like and went up.
Well, for the first half a year, I had, I think, maybe 70, maybe 75 subscribers. Like not hundreds, not thousands, just 75 subscribers. Most of them were my friends and my mom and maybe some of other relatives of mine.
Yeah.
And about 6 months after making videos, I got the first time when I was featured in foreign news, in international news, because
Oh,
of one of my videos online. I basically made a video about me staying in Thailand during the pandemic, and a few foreign newspapers found it interesting enough to share about it.
wow.
And that
It,
was the
it, it
very
has
first
nothing to
time.
do with Russia, yes?
At that time, it had nothing to do with Russia. At that time, it
Cool.
had something to do with the foreigners being stuck in Thailand.
Oh,
And that story was quite fun, very short. I was stuck in Thailand for about more than 5 months, actually, like half a year, maybe a bit more. And 2 of these months I spent living at a local monk's house. And that was like a really fascinating stories that I shared with the world. And that was the first time when my channel did much better. I
yeah.
think I had a jump from like 75 subscribers to maybe 400 or 500. Somebody
Oh,
watched me, somebody liked my videos.
it's
Yeah, so
kind of
that was
you
the first.
showed how you turned to homeless. Yes, became,
Kinda,
yeah, to
kinda.
become a successful like YouTuber, you have to be homeless
That's
for
one
a
of the
while.
ways. That's one of the ways.
Yeah,
Because like being homeless in a foreign country is quite interesting, and
yeah,
people like to hear interesting stories.
yeah, yeah. That's really really nice and very special story. We have like I noticed that we have a few YouTubers since you have like experience in this and you have like some success, etc. There are a few YouTubers who are starting or who already started their YouTube channels. Like, what do you advise them to do to grow, to improve?
Basically, that is such a generic advice. Start if you think about starting, if you want to start a channel, doesn't matter, YouTube, TikTok, or any other social network, just start. And for the first time, it will suck if you know nothing about like how to make videos, how to like what to talk about on camera. For the first maybe month or 2 or 3 or half a year, you will gain some knowledge, and after you'll get something in your head, like some click, like some idea will come to your mind, and you'll understand what exactly you can do that is interesting and for you and for people. So biggest advice is to start, and second advice is basically try to be interesting, try to find interesting topics for your videos, interesting ideas for your videos,
Yeah, yeah,
because nobody wants to like I think I had quite a few friends who were trying to start a channel, and most of them they kind of gave up because they were filming very generic videos, something that they are very passionate about, but strangers, like people in the internet, don't really care. So
yeah,
that's like that second part of advice. Try to find something that is interesting and for you and for people.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
for example, right now, I shifted some a part of my content to talk more
Hmm.
about recent events in Russia.
Hmm.
That's not something that I want to create a channel about. Like I don't want to talk about political situation in
Yeah,
Russia nonstop, but it's definitely something that people want to see right now, and it's also something that I can share with people. So I kind of use these topics. I use this demand on a special videos to make more content and gain more people to watch the content that I actually like to produce. In
yeah,
my case, that's some culture videos, that's some travel videos, and basically personal daily life vlogs.
yeah. That's cool. I read between the lines like you have to give people what they want, something like that.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so I think we end this with the final question is about like the situation. Yes, you since you are in Russia, I am in Russia, and a lot of us. So how the situation with Russia, like in during the last 6 months, how it affected you personally?
Oh, that affected me a lot. I think I started to think about more global. events, more global things. Basically, what I cared before and what basically the things that I cared before and things that I care now are like totally different. My dreams and my desires are still being the same. My biggest dream is to travel the world in a very slow manner, basically changing country every, let's say, half a year. I wanted this before, I want it now. But I started to pay more attention to global news. I was careless about that before. I was careless about what's going on in my country. But since all this madness started, I tried to get some understanding of the deeper reasons why it's going on. So started reading more about that. Also started talking about politics with people more than before. I also started to basically, oh, I don't know. Back in March, back in April, all Russian YouTubers got much more exposure to the world because the entire world was like watching what's going on there in Ukraine, what's going on there in Russia. And having such exposure made me realize that not every idea or not every topic is worthy to be filmed on my channel specifically. Before I was making videos about some very little things that I like to share with people, and now I also do videos about stuff that I want to share with people, but I try to get them on like on another level, not in their implementation, not about video quality, but simply about the ideas that I want to deliver to people. And such kind of level of exposure when thousands and thousands of people watch your videos makes you think like more careful about what you say, especially in country like Russia.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
also quite changed in my daily life.
yeah, yeah. That's really crazy. Uh, okay, since we touched the politics, I am just I have the question that I didn't even prepare just come to my mind now. What do you think? Where people should take the information from? Because there are a lot of sources. There are like I don't know, the mass media. There are like YouTubers. There are forums. Like where they should take the information from and how they should like I don't know, compare between the right and the wrong information, because we have a lot of I don't know, fakes, you can say.
Well, such a complicated thing actually to
Yeah,
gather information in the modern world. Like whatever side you take, like what we see in Russian news, what people see in Ukrainian news, what people see basically in the Western news. Every side has some level of truth, and every side has some level of fake information, some more, some less, but anyways, like you cannot 100% believe what's going on in Russian news. I think like people know that, but also we cannot take like for sure all the information that we come from other you
yeah,
say
yeah,
that in
you
English.
mean the Western news and etc. Yes, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
basically, how I do it, I watch a few different YouTubers, a few Russian people who are living abroad now because they cannot come back to their home country. Watch a few foreign YouTubers. When I want to get a deeper understanding of what's going on, I read foreign newspapers. Sometimes I also watch Russian TV, just very, very rarely, but it gives me some understanding of what's being said there.
yeah,
Because it's interesting to see different angles of view on one single thing. And recently I made a video basically observing how Russian state TV reacts to news from Ukraine, to events from Ukraine. And what we hear here is so much different from what people hear, let's say, in America.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
so it's
laugh
very hard
about
to.
I laugh about TV because most of us, like people who are like modern and who like consume the information from YouTube, from the web, they don't watch almost TV at all. But because of the situation we have now to watch some TV to understand. Yeah,
Yeah, honestly, I'm not. Honestly, I don't really use many sources of information on daily basis.
yeah,
Basically, I found two journalists who I personally trust, and basically I just read to their notes. So basically I just read to their, I don't know, something like news digest. And if something looks suspicious, then I check on other sources.
Yeah.
But if I feel that they are kind of being correct, I just take their updates.
Yeah, that's nice tip. I think nice advice, because people, of course, should always do their own research and don't take it like for granted from one person or another. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
that's hard.
yeah, that's really hard, but we have to learn how to filter the information. We are living in such world. Okay. Okay. The last thing, what do you think? Why should people, like, who will watch the video? Who will, you know, how huge is YouTube is, and maybe it's just one looking for food, he will find this video. Why people should subscribe on you?
Oh, well, because it's me. And why people should subscribe to you? Because it's you. Basically, YouTube is such a great resource where you can connect with individuals. It's basically a platform where you can find real people, and that's what I cherish a lot about YouTube.
I mean,
Yeah,
what
that's
are
all.
your plans in the future? What you will create about, so people will subscribe and expect from you that?
Um, whatever makes me whatever is interesting to me, that's what I will deliver on my channel. Right now, that is my daily life in Russia. Someday I will leave this country and I will start traveling the world, and there will be a shift in content. So that's it. But honestly, I don't really have any content plan. For example, right now I see it in my room, and if I have a sudden inspiration of making a certain video, I'll do that. Sometimes I'll brainstorm and find another video idea, just like that. There's like, I know that some YouTubers, they do content plan for not just for a week, but they have it like for months.
Yeah.
I never had it. I just was making videos about things that are interesting to me. And I think that is the most correct approach, because when you watch when you watch people on YouTube, basically you can feel if that's something that they are passionate about or not. And personally, I really like to follow people, to subscribe to people who are passionate about things that they share with the world.
Yeah, of course. Okay, thank you very much for this awesome interview. We get to know you closer. I hope I exposed something new about you. So
well,
people,
I hope so. It's like,
yeah.
I feel it was a little bit random jumping from one topic to another, but I hope that was interesting to you and to whoever watched this interview.
Yeah,
Thank you for spending your time.
yeah, that was really interesting to know about a YouTuber like you, because you are anyway, you just don't want to like to talk about to say it, but you are one of the most famous YouTubers who speaks in English, and that's really nice to see you in such interview. So subscribe on Nikki, follow his activity, his life, and you will enjoy and you will learn a lot about Russia.
Well, thank you so much. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Russian Reaction channel.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you everybody for watching. See you in my next videos, and goodbye.
Спасибо and пока.